Hi, and welcome to your premium pricing. All right, I'm going to make sure that this is showing in my Facebook group like it should be. Okay, let's make sure this is in there. It is. It looks like we are live. Excellent. Okay. If you catch the replay, go ahead and drop replay. If you are joining live, you might want a pen and paper to grab some notes or jot down some things. If you would like that, grab them now. Let's give it a few minutes here. Good. It looks like we have some people hopping on. Excellent. This replay will be housed as episode 24 of Free Business Coaching, so it will stay in this group. You can also catch the prior episodes right in here under guides or out on my website, kimthebusinesscoach.com. All right, so super exciting to talk about your premium pricing today. I have some notes here that I will be referring to. This training was really written for service-based businesses. If you run a product-based business, you will still glean little gems, little jewels out of this training. You just need to think about how it's showing up in your business because this was written for women and entrepreneurs selling services. Okay, so there are things that you can apply to a product-based business. I just want to be really clear and upfront about who the training was written for. This training is not for you if you have no desire to ever increase your prices. Okay, so if you're like, listen, Kim, I want to sell $10 products and that's it, and I never want to increase my prices, you can hop off. Training's not for you. It is only intended for people that want to scale up their pricing inside of their business. So again, make it very clear, it was written for entrepreneurs selling services. If you're selling products and you want to scale that pricing, definitely watch it. You'll still get some jewels from it. If you are new to my space and we haven't met before, I am Kim Trathen. I am a business mentor for entrepreneurs and executives. My own story is that I launched my business. I was director of marketing in a small actuarial firm, and I launched my business and scaled to my first 100K while still working in corporate. So I really had to master, like, how am I growing my business without just pouring more hours into it, which is something that I help a lot of my clients with. Okay, this is something that whether you're in corporate or out of corporate, when you rely on the number of hours that you can work inside of your business, you're going to hit a cap at some point in time. True scalability is being able to grow your business without you having to pour more hours into it. Super excited to celebrate my client, Robin, who just signed her first 10K client. So fun. This is also how one of my prior clients, Kara, excuse me, when she came to me, her business was going to make about $24,000 that year. And by the time we got done working together, she was on track for multiple six figures. She had hired a team. It's really exciting to see that happen. Most clients that come to me their businesses are launched, and many have made a few dollars in business, but it's not really going the way you wanted it to. A lot of my clients that come to me have thoughts like, it's not going as fast as I thought it would. I think I'm missing something. Why does this feel so hard? Okay, that's where I step in and help you. So at the end of the training, I will share with you exactly how you can reach out to me if you would like to talk about coaching together. Otherwise, we are going to be talking about your premium pricing. Okay, something that's really important for every person watching this training understands is that there are two things that give you your results: your beliefs and your behaviors, what you think and what you do. Okay, and oftentimes, every time, spoiler alert, what you think drives what you do. So the good news is when you fully believe and embrace that your beliefs and your behaviors give you every result in your life and business, some people have a little bit of a reaction to that because it means you are responsible for the results you currently have. The good news is, the best news is that means you're always in control of creating your results. And you can always take a look at your beliefs and what behaviors are you actually taking. You can almost view it like a mathematical formula: beliefs plus behaviors equals results, right? So plug in what you're believing, plug in what you're doing, and then see what results you're actually getting right now. But I love this idea that it means that we have control over this. So if you are not currently getting the results that you want, take a look at those beliefs and the behaviors and see what we need to tweak. Okay, on today's training, we are going to talk all about your premium pricing. I am going to share with you the 5 mistakes entrepreneurs make when they set their pricing. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about brand identity and positioning. So again, if you want to grab a sheet of paper in case you want to take notes, replay will be up inside this group. And again, if you're curious about working together, I'll share that with you at the end. So if you're taking notes, write it big and bold, highlight it at the top of your paper. Your beliefs and your behaviors give you every result in your life and business. Okay, so now we're going to jump right in. If you're joining live, feel free to drop any questions or comments. That's one of the beauties of joining live. You do have the opportunity to get coached today. So if you would like coaching on something, oh, interesting. So I see no comments on my phone where I'm going live from, but I just glanced down and I see there are comments. I'm just going to check if they are, I like comments being on. No. Okay. So, hi ladies. I see Jacqueline's on, Kristen's on, Claire is on. You guys all said hello. I couldn't see your comments until I looked down. So I will check my computer down here. This is why I have it set up. If you want coaching on something, you have a comment or a question, you want to share it with the group, go ahead and just drop it in the comment. If something happens with Facebook and technology and I miss your comment, I will look back through them afterward. So don't freak out if I don't respond to you right on the live stream. I will check later because it's a little odd. They're not showing on my phone for me. So I'll make sure that nothing gets missed. Okay, first we're going to go through the top 5 mistakes when entrepreneurs make when setting their pricing. And then again, we'll talk a little bit about brand identity and your positioning. So these are in no specific order. It's not that number 1 is the most important or number 5 is the most important. They are in no specific order, but these are the 5 most common mistakes that I see entrepreneurs making when they are setting their pricing. First one is thinking that a cheaper price will sell your services faster. I see this a lot with entrepreneurs that think they have to sell low before they can sell high, or think they need a low, a mid, and a high level because if people see the low and they want better services, but they don't want to pay for the high, then they'll pay for the mid level, which is higher than the low. No. The other big area I see this is when somebody is not selling coaches and consultants and they're not selling their program. So they think, oh, I'll just launch something lower end. I'll do a course. I'll do a group. I'll do something cheaper because they think the problem is their pricing. And it's not. And what usually is happening when you think a cheaper price is going to sell your program, quite often you are positioning yourself as the cheapest instead of the best. Hey, Jacqueline, I can see your comment on my phone now. How about to test it out though? I think you're asking about lower pricing. I would love to hear your thoughts on why that is required, right? You're the expert, you know you can help people. Just create the program, price it where you want to price it. There's no reason why the first clients that sign on to it have to pay a lower price. Like it's literally not required. Tell me if there's something coming to mind that makes you think that it is required. What that usually says to me, what I typically see, and tell me if this is or is not you, Jacqueline, what I typically see is it's when people aren't totally confident that they can deliver the results. So it usually comes down to that confidence in what you're offering. And it's like, oh, if I offer it cheaper and it doesn't go the way I want it to. But if you have full confidence and full belief in what you're offering, there's no reason that you have to start out lower. Jacqueline said, okay, oh, for new businesses to try out with a low offer PDF or mini course to list build with ready buyers. It is an option. It's a strategy a lot of people use. It's not required. One of my clients was selling programs for quite a while and list building. I've actually had several women doing that. And so what they find is list building can take a little bit of time and they're selling something low end, which means they're like scraping by or not making enough money. Where you could come out and offer a premium package right out of the gate and start making more money while you list grow, right? You could have the free thing out there to build your email list and you can start making more money faster with a premium offer while you get your audience primed, while you start getting more people into your world, because you need a lot of people to make a lot of money with a cheap offer. And sometimes what confuses people is they see really, really like celebrity level people like Rachel Hollis or Marie Forleo, or I don't know if Gary Vee does, but they see people Amy Porterfield, right? They see people that have massive audiences making a lot of money with a cheap offer. And that usually it kind of deludes people's vision of what's going to happen. And they think, oh, I'll offer this cheap thing and everybody will want to buy it. Well, let me tell you, none of them started out selling like a $50 product to make a lot of money. It takes longer to hit your goals when you do that. It's not that you can't do it, it's not that it won't work. It takes longer to hit your goals by doing that. I've also seen people that think the price is the problem. So then I'll see this a lot in coaching. Oh, my one-to-one hasn't sold. So I'll offer a group, I'll slash the price in half, and then they're really frustrated when that doesn't sell. And again, it's because the price, I love this. Write this down on your paper. If this is you guys or you have clients struggling with this, my pricing doesn't sell my programs. I do. Okay, that is one of my core fundamental beliefs. If something isn't selling, the price isn't the problem. It just means you haven't learned how to sell it at that price point. Yeah, Jacqueline said, actually, in fairness, my first offer was 3,000 pounds, and so I sold multiples of them, so you make sense. Yeah, that's exactly it. Think about if you had sold, maybe you sold 3 of them at 3,000 pounds and you just made 9,000 pounds compared to selling 3 of them at 50 pounds, right? Like and I see a lot of people that try that again because they think something cheap is going to sell faster. They think it's going to like take off like wildfire. And oh, I saw Rachel Hollis was doing this $50 thing, and look at how many people are in there, right? Look at the audience she had before she launched that, right? And that takes a little bit of time. Okay, so again, your pricing doesn't sell your programs, you do. So if something isn't selling, it actually just means you need to learn how to sell. Doesn't mean you need to change the program. It doesn't mean you need to change the pricing. It might mean you need to sharpen your sales skills because your pricing isn't responsible for selling your program. You are. Okay, so that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 that I see a lot of people make, especially in the beginning of their business. This one I see quite often with newer entrepreneurs. They look at what other people are charging to try to figure out what they should set their pricing at. What happens then, Denise Duffield Thomas is the first one that I heard say this in one of her books, and I think she said it the best. I'm going to pull the quote right. When you set your pricing based on what other people are charging, you're just setting your pricing based on their limiting beliefs. Let that sink in a minute. When you set your pricing based on what other people are charging, you are setting your pricing based on their limiting beliefs. Maybe that person who you scoured websites and found what they were charging, maybe that person has hit their financial money cap, like their upper limit, and they just haven't busted through that yet. Maybe they're getting ready to double their fees and you don't even know that. Maybe they had a snarky comment from family members about how much they're charging and it really got into their brain. And so they lowered their pricing. Maybe they're at that celebrity status and they have this huge audience. So they've lowered their pricing to offer something that they're not really involved in, but you didn't realize that when you checked the pricing. There's all these different things that can be going on, but you have no idea what the driving factors were for them to set their pricing. You are setting yourself up for potential big failures and frustration when you look at their pricing to set your pricing. Yes, Kristen said, I don't need someone else's money issues. I have my own. That's exactly it, right? That is exactly it. Let me see if I had anything else that I wanted to make sure. Oh, I wanted to point out too, like everybody out there has mindset things going on, money issues, mindset drama, limiting beliefs. It's just maybe somebody just starting out, their limiting beliefs kept them here. And somebody who's been in business a few years, their limiting beliefs kept them here. Right. But this is exactly why you see even people like Oprah, I think, still has a mentor. If you're a life coach, Brooke Castillo has a mentor. Right. Oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. Richard Branson. Thank you. Thank you. Thanking myself, I guess. Richard Branson has mentors, right? So everybody is limited, but we're always growing is the goal. So we get higher and higher with our growth as our brains expand, our businesses expand, right? So when you look at somebody else's pricing, you are definitely capping it on wherever they are in that moment. What I want you to write down and remember, if you are at all tempted to look at what somebody else is charging, to try to figure out if your prices are in line. Let me tell you, prices are all over the board in every service-based industry. You can hire a consultant for $1,000 or you can hire a consultant for $100,000, right? There's no standard because it all depends on what you are delivering and giving results to your clients. Okay, so what I want you to write down and remember is you decide what price you charge. Okay, remember that. You decide. It's a choice that you have, but you decide what price you charge. We don't look to other people's businesses to figure out what we can charge. I'm going to grab a quick drink because I may have eaten pizza right before this and I'm thirsty. Okay. Mistake number 3 that is so common. Mistake number 3 is that you think a price increase only benefits you. Right? You think a price increase only benefits you. What happens when you think that, when you're like, oh gosh, I'm going to increase my prices, my poor clients. Oh no, what if so-and-so comes back and she didn't sign up and I already told her this other price? Oh no, what if so-and-so wants to renew and now my prices are higher and they're going to assume they're the same? When you're thinking those things, it ends up making you feel greedy, guilty, or both. Right? Oh, I feel so bad I raised my prices. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh no, they just signed on. Oh, it was a lot for them to be able to work with me at this level. When you can start to see how your price increases benefit your clients, it's a game changer. It is a literal game changer. Okay? And the if you feel guilty or you feel greedy or some of those negative emotions around a price increase, when you can see how it benefits your clients, those negative feelings just dissipate. And that can take a little bit of a practice. It might take reminding yourself, like, oh, right, this isn't just about me. This is actually about getting my clients the best results. My clients get so many of my clients get massive transformation. I believe they all get a transformation just by going through the process of deciding to coach with me and making that investment in themselves and their businesses. One of my clients was super fun. She sent me an email right after she had signed on. And she was like, oh my word, I'm so excited about this. I can't believe it. Like, I already know we're going to get my business. I'm going to be selling $4,000 packages. She'd been selling when we talked for like $500 packages. And she said, I'm just walking around here. Like, obviously, I am already a $4,000 entrepreneur. Yes, Kristen, we're getting to it. I will, yes, give me some ideas of how it benefits them and what is the reframe. This is it. Start taking notes if you are not driving right now. I don't know what you're doing. So she sent me this email and said, like, I already feel like I am the entrepreneur that's charging $4,000 because I just made this investment in my business. So think about how your clients feel when they make the investment. Think about how they're talking to themselves. Think about, oh, you're at the beach, so I don't know if you can write it down. Replay will be up. Think about how they're talking to themselves. What that client of mine did, I loved that she had sent me that message. She was walking around. She literally said something about, like, I feel like I'm walking on air. I'm so excited. Like, this is bound to happen. She was selling $500 packages when we started. Her confidence in herself, her belief in herself, because she now had the support that she wanted, that she craved, that she desired inside of her business. She knew she wasn't going it alone. She knew she was going to have me to help her with the mindset drama, with her pricing, with all of that. She knew she wanted to get up to a $4,000 price point. You know what happened? She tripled her pricing and sold a $1,500 package. She was at $500 when we did our sales call. And when we got on our very first call together, she was like, so I sold a package for $1,500. I was like, what? Because she believed in herself, because she believed she could do it, because she believed she had the resources, because she had already made an investment in herself, it was easier for her to talk to that person about investing in their business. She was a website designer. That's all the ways. And I truly believe as your service increases and your pricing increases, the transformation that your clients get by investing with you also increases just by making that investment. I remember when I invested in my first 10K coach, was the highest amount I had ever invested at that time in coaching. And I just remember being like, wow, I did it. I am now the person that makes high level investments in her business. It changed me. It changed me to the core. And that is exactly what I see happening for so many of my clients. So, what I want you to think, a reframe when your brain wants to offer up, right? Because if you've spent your whole life thinking that higher prices are greedy or that you are greedy for charging too much, it's not just an overnight fix, but you want to start doing, as Kristen said, like the reframing. So the reframe that I have for you is I want you to write down and remember the bigger the investment, the bigger the opportunity for transformation and results. I'll say it again. The bigger the investment, the bigger the opportunity for transformation and results. I have another thought coming to mind, and I just want to make sure it's not in one of the upcoming ones. Okay, I don't think it is. Here's the other thing that I want you to know. Yes, this applies to thinking cheaper prices will sell your program. This applies to thinking that if you increase prices, it only benefits you. This even applies for when you look at what other people charge. You might majorly cap yourself, right? What often happens when you charge lower prices is you attract a different type of client. You attract people that aren't fully committed to the process. You attract people that think they can half-ass show up for the work and not actually get the full transformation. And what that can end up doing, especially to newer entrepreneurs, is it eats away at your confidence and like your psyche as an entrepreneur. It's like, oh, great, so-and-so quit. What does that say about me? Oftentimes, the lower your pricing is, you end up attracting a lower quality client. All people are worthy, all people are high value people, but you attract a lower quality client. It's a hard sentence to say. Often, it's not uncommon, you end up attracting your worst clients. But it has this vicious cycle that you get into of thinking that then great, like obviously I couldn't sell at that level, or they're not getting results. They couldn't even complete the program. I'm too much. My program is too much. It's too much work. You end up trying to restructure everything and your pricing keeps going lower and lower. And then you get more people in that are half-ass committed and not doing the full work and getting half-ass results. And you think it's a reflection on you when really it started with that pricing, which so hinges on what you believe you can, what results you believe you can get the people, right? But it started there with attracting a lower quality client. So remember, the bigger the investment, the bigger the opportunity for transformation and results. You could also remind yourself, actually, I'm going to share this one in a minute. We're going to go on to the next mistake. And I almost shared the next thought, but I want this to be in this mistake. The mistake, these are closely related, but they are different. Another mistake that entrepreneurs make, this is mistake number 4, is you tell yourself that people won't pay higher prices for your offer. Okay, you tell yourself people won't pay that. People don't have money. People aren't investing in that. Things are tight from the pandemic. People don't have money to spend on that. Everybody's just scraping by, right? These thoughts can look a little bit different, but you tell yourself that people won't pay high prices or that people can't pay high prices for your offer. What ends up happening is you start to justify this belief by looking at objections you get on sales calls. So maybe you hop on sales calls and people are like, oh, I just can't afford it. Oh, I don't have the money. And you're like, see, I knew it. People can't pay that. The real problem there is that you believed them when they said that. And I might do a whole nother training on this. Okay. Oftentimes people have money for the things they want to invest in, period. It might mean they're not willing to pay that for your program right now. Maybe they're not willing to take money out of their 401k to do it. Maybe they're not willing to put it on a credit card to do it. Maybe they're not willing to take out a business loan. Maybe they're not willing to take money, even cash, out of their savings account. Most people, especially when you're talking about your ideal clients buying your high level program, they have money. That's part of what makes them your ideal client. But when you're thinking people can't afford to invest high level dollars into my program, you start seeking out everywhere to justify this, to find confirmation of it. Oh, right. Remember that one time when I was scraping by? Oh, right. Yeah. Like my sister doesn't have any money, or my neighbor doesn't have any money, or I see that family at church. Like it's everywhere people are struggling. Your brain seeks out evidence to justify and support what you already believe to be true. It's called confirmation bias. Everybody does it. And what you want to start to do is catching those thoughts, right? So here is, and this is, I love this example. If you've ever bought a new car and suddenly you see that car everywhere, that's confirmation bias at work. Or if you are a woman that's ever been pregnant and had children, and like you didn't notice all the pregnant women until you became pregnant, suddenly you're like, oh my God, I see pregnant women every place I go. Or, oh my gosh, I just bought a white Toyota Highlander. I see a white Toyota Highlander every place now. They're all over. Well, let me tell you, there's no more pregnant women than ever, and there's no more white Toyota Highlanders on the road. It's just your brain became hyper aware of those circumstances because you were now in them. It works the same in business. So if you're telling yourself nobody can afford this, people can't buy it, your brain is going to start seeking out evidence of that everywhere. We want to use confirmation bias to our advantage. So instead of believing somebody on the sales call when they say, oh, I can't afford that, we want to investigate it, explore it. Sarah said, and it causes you to stop doing things that are actually serving you and your ideal client. 1000%, Sarah. That's exactly what happens. You fall short, and then business falls short, and again, clients don't get the results you want, and it's this whole circle with all these things. Like it's like making soup. We throw all these things in the pot, and you're either going to have the most amazing soup or the worst whatever, right? Like that's your result that you're getting in your business. The best ever, the worst ever. There's some in between, but it all starts with everything you're throwing in the pot, from what you believe, what you do, how you serve your clients, the type of people you're attracting, the pricing you're charging, what you believe about your pricing. It's all in there. So confirmation bias, we want to use it to our advantage. So here's the reframe. If you are somebody that has struggled with thinking like nobody can afford this, nobody can buy it, people are struggling, some version of they won't pay high prices for what I offer, I want you to remember that premium clients want to spend premium dollars for premium services. I'll say it again. Write it down. Highlight it. Premium clients want to spend premium dollars for premium services, right? Not everybody wants the cheapest on the block. I actually have a service provider I've been working with in my business, and I hired the company because they're a female-owned business, they're local to me, heard good things about them, didn't know that they were about the cheapest around. Well, what I'm finding with them, they're the cheapest around, but they are so overbooked with clients that communication isn't that great. Things usually, scaling the cheapest has cons to it, right? That's one of them. When you are so overloaded with clients, service usually falters. Yeah, Kristen said, I know I do personally. Yeah, premium clients want to spend premium dollars for premium services. And so do your clients, right? When you want to be selling high level, high ticket items, you need to make sure you're thinking about who that person is. Those people aren't scraping by. Those people are ready and resourced, and they want to make a high level investment. They want to work with you. Doesn't mean they won't be scared. Doesn't mean the money objection won't come up on the sales call. But when you know how to handle that and talk to them about it, you can get down to the real problem and then figure out if they're going to sign on with you. Doesn't that have such a different feeling too, right? When you think your clients are premium clients that want to invest high level for these premium services, it's like they want the best of the best, and that gets to be you. And that goes back to mistake number one that I shared of thinking a cheaper price will sell your services faster. You don't want to position yourself as the cheapest when you want to sell high level. You want to position yourself as the best. And premium clients want to work with the best of the best, and that's how you want to position yourself. Okay. Mistake number 5. We are already at mistake number 5. Mistake number 5 is waiting to increase your prices. This usually looks like saying, oh, I'll increase my prices next year. Oh, hang on, I want to see what Kristen said. My reframe is painful. Clients have the resources and value investing in themselves. 100%. We don't want to talk to people that don't value making the investment, right? That's when you get on the calls with people that are not your ideal clients and have like no interest in making an investment. Maybe they just wanted to like pick your brain or get something free from you. Not our people. Okay, mistake number 5, waiting to increase your prices. Lost time is lost money. Okay, this often looks like telling yourself like, oh, I just increased them last month, so I have to wait at least 5 more months. I can only increase my prices twice a year. I only increase them in January. Or I need XYZ client to get XYZ result before I can increase my prices. So obviously, the longer you wait, the less money you're bringing in, right? It's like if you're selling a $50 program instead of a $5,000 program, there's money lost, right? It's really easy to see when we talk about a big gap in the numbers like that. But what I usually find is that women who are waiting to increase their prices, it's like they think that this external event, like, oh, client Sally needs to get such a result and then I'll increase, right? That's an external event happening. Now, your pricing is more about what's going on in the internal, right? We've talked about with these other mistakes. You are in control of setting your pricing. You don't need to look to other people. You get to position yourself the way that you want to. Okay, so when you are thinking you'll increase your prices after a year, what will have actually changed inside of your business then? Because there's no business rule book out there that says you have to wait. You are legally not allowed to increase your prices unless it's been a year or unless Sally Sue gets XYZ result. Right? There's no playbook out there that dictates when you can and cannot increase your prices. So I want you to be really onto yourself when those thoughts come in, because it is a choice you are making to wait. And I usually find that women make that choice because they think something external is going to make them feel more confident on the inside. Well, if I see this one next client get this result, then I'll feel good about my program. Or if more time has gone by, I'm sure I'll feel better by then. Right? It's looking to the external when really it's an internal thing going on. So again, it comes down to what beliefs do you hold about increasing your pricing? If you could really believe that it was better for you and your clients, if you could really believe that it positioned you to attract your ideal clients, if you believed that your clients were going to get a better result by making that bigger investment, would you wait? Right? Like really ask yourself those questions. All right. No rule book. I might have to do a post about no rule book in business says you have to wait. Maybe that'll be my name of my book when I write it. The reframe for this, when you think you have to wait for a specific reason, I want you to investigate those thoughts. The reframe is my program is enough as it is right now. I am enough. Okay, my program is enough as it is right now. I am enough. You have very smart brains between those two ears. I know you do. Whoever is on, I know this is true for everybody inside of this group, right? You are enough right now. Waiting is not required. So ask yourself, what do I think I'm going to get by waiting? Because sometimes it's just prolonging the discomfort of making the decision, right? No real decision has been made about increasing your pricing if you decide you just can't do it right now. All right, so those were the top 5 mistakes. I am going to recap them very quickly here. Mistake number 1, thinking a cheaper price will sell your services faster. Mistake number 2, looking at what other people are charging to set your prices. Mistake number 3, thinking a price increase only benefits you. Mistake number 4, tell yourself people won't pay high prices for your offer. And mistake number 5, waiting to increase your prices. All right, I'm going to check. I don't see any questions coming in on this. So we are going to talk now about brand identity and how these things are related, okay? Because these mistakes are all coming from these internal beliefs that you carry about your pricing. Brand identity. One brand identity isn't different than another, but it's important to understand how you're positioning yourself, what your brand identity is, and how this ties in with your pricing and what you believe to be true about your pricing, yourself, your program, your offer, and your clients. Oh, Holly, so glad to hear that. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to talk about 2 different brands that have very different niches. And I say that because of who they're attracting. And I want you to see this because they both sell things like belts and shirts and purses, but they're very different. First brand I want to look at is Walmart. I'm assuming everybody on here knows about Walmart. If not, take my word for this. Walmart sells the cheapest. Here are the things I wrote down 5 things about their brand identity. They sell the cheapest. They attract customers with deals. Got the rollback prices, right? 50% off, 20% off, buy one, get one free. They attract people, they attract customers with deals. They're available to quote unquote everyone, right? Everyone can shop at Walmart. Everyone can afford their prices. Everyone can find something there. Okay? They value quantity over quality, right? It might not be the highest quality, but you can probably walk out with 4 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, a new swimsuit, and all the groceries for your house, right? Those shirts might not hold up after 5 washes, but you can get them, right? They value quantity over quality, and it's created for the masses. Okay, so we have the Walmart brand. Think about this. Think about what you view Walmart as. For me, it was sells the cheapest, attracts customers with deals, it's available to everyone. They value quantity over quality, and it's created for the masses. And as we all know, Walmart's making plenty of money. And that's what I mean by one brand identity isn't better than another. But when you are starting your business, when you are scaling your business, when you want to be charging higher prices, then we don't really want to position ourselves like Walmart, right? They sell cheap things and they've positioned themselves. They're known for that. That is part of their brand identity. Conversely, let's look at Gucci. Gucci was the first one that came to mind for me. So where Walmart sells cheap, Gucci sells luxury. You see that? Walmart sells cheap, Gucci sells luxury. They attract with value, right? You invest in something in Gucci, you expect it to last. You might even pass it down to your kids one day, right? Like you expect it to last. It is a luxury item for most people. Where Walmart is available to everyone, Gucci is a bit more exclusive. Their pricing alone makes them more exclusive. Not everybody is going to walk into Gucci and have the money to buy something or have the desire to spend that much money on something. It is a luxury. It is exclusive. Where Walmart markets and values quantity over quality, Gucci values quality over quantity, right? Quality is their number one factor in their merchandising. I don't even know how many they produce of each item. Might not even be that many. Where again, Walmart, it's all about the quantity. Buy 10 and you get one free, right? I think they even run deals like that. And where Walmart is created for the masses to consume and enjoy, Gucci is created for the few. Again, it's more exclusive, right? So we had Walmart sells the cheapest, attracts customers with deals, it's available to everyone, they value quantity over quality, and it's created for the masses. Gucci, on the other hand, sells luxury. They attract with value. They're exclusive. They value quality over quantity, and it's created for the few. So I wanted to give you those two extreme examples so that you can really see what I'm talking about with a brand identity. Okay, they each have their own brand identity, and that's why I say, are they both marketing to people in such and such age group? Sure. Very different customers that shop Gucci than shop Walmart. Gucci is not stocking their items on the Walmart shelves. That's not who they sell to. Okay, so when we talk about positioning, between brand identity and positioning, so when you know your brand identity, now you can start to position yourself that way in the market. It would be really weird to suddenly see Gucci saying, roll back prices, buy 10, get one free. That positioning wouldn't match their brand identity of being exclusive and luxurious and selling high-end items, being created for the few, not the masses. That's what I'm talking about with positioning. So when you think about these 5 mistakes that we went through, the 5 mistakes that most people make with their pricing, can you see, hit the little like button. Can you see how this is connected to your brand identity and your positioning? These thoughts that you have about pricing, thoughts you have about your business, thoughts you have about your customers paying it, thoughts you have about people being able to afford you can dictate your pricing, and it is all connected with your brand identity and positioning. Okay, I see some hearts coming through. Can't see them up here, but I see them on my computer. Again, this is why I go live on, or pull it up on there too. Excellent. If you have questions on that, drop them. This is your time to get your questions answered. So you want to make sure that you're positioning yourself in alignment with your brand identity. So if you want to be selling high end, let's not do so much of, oh, I'll cut you a deal, right? If you walk into Gucci and you're like, I love that purse. mm, I mean, would you do three payments of 500 instead of one payment of 2,500? Like, you would never go into Gucci and ask that. Yet for some reason, when entrepreneurs are on the phone with somebody and they're like, ooh, I just can't afford that. Would you do three payments of such and such instead? You actually stop and consider it. No more of that. You are developing the brand identity that you want to be known for, then you need to act in accordance with that. So, what is your brand identity? How have you been positioning yourself, and how do you want to be positioning yourself? And what thoughts are driving those actions? You can look at what thoughts have been driving your actions, and most importantly, what thoughts do you want to be driving your actions now? Okay, this is where your work really is. This is what it looks like to really nail your pricing, your positioning, start attracting the clients that want to invest with you, nailing your sales. That's what it looks like. This is why my clients see amazing results. When Robin first came to me, I think she was selling packages for like 200. She really thought that like you had to sell low to get them in and build trust, and then you could sell high. Right? We've done a lot of work on that with her. And it's so exciting that she just sold her first $10,000 package from somebody that found her on the internet, scheduled a consult, and signed up. Right? It's so fun when that happens. But it's because of all the work that Robin has done on her belief in herself, her program, her pricing, knowing how to talk about her services, knowing how to sell them, knowing what to say on the sales call when somebody says, I can't afford it. Those are all things that she has worked on in coaching together. It is so much more than just slapping a higher price tag on something and then being really frustrated when it doesn't sell. That's probably the biggest mistake I see people make, is thinking, well, I'll just raise my prices and then I'll get the right people. It's so much more than that. Okay, you can't just hit social media and expect it to happen. So this is also why it's a little bit different for everybody, right? The things that you're thinking might be a little bit different than somebody else watching the same training. This is why one-to-one coaching is so powerful, because we actually dive into your business and your brain and what's going on for you. So if you're curious about doing this together, if you would like to talk more about what's kind of been holding you back in your business or what you can scale your pricing to, let's book a consult. Let's hop on the phone. Let's talk about your business. Let's see what's going on. Let's figure out what's really been stopping you, and then talk about what it would look like to work together to grow your business beyond where it is right now. If you're catching this on social media, on Facebook, feel free to DM me and we will get a consult set up for you. Otherwise, if you're catching this later or we're not connected on socials, just head to my website, kimthebusinesscoach.com. So easy, right? kimthebusinesscoach.com, and you'll see a red consult button. I think it's in the top right, red or black. You'll see a consult button, free consult. Click that. I have some questions for you to fill out. You'll be able to access my calendar right there. The reason I have the questions out there is so that I can get to know your business, because when we hop on that consult together, I am your coach for those 45 minutes. I am your coach helping you analyze your business and figuring out what the right next step is for you if we are going to work together and do this together, have a business partnership to grow and scale your business. So again, you can send me a DM or go out to my website, kimthebusinesscoach.com. I would love to talk with you about working together and really start to nail these things in your business. That is it, ladies. Have a fabulous Wednesday, and I will see you in the group.